Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jayo Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jayo Nitai Gauranga. Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotra Shri Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charan Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotra Shri Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 14th chapter, text number 27. Yas anavadhyacharitam manishino granantya vidyapatalam bibhitsavah nirasta samyatishayopi yat swayam Pishachacharyam acharadgatis satam yasyana vadhyacharitam manishino granantya vidyapatalam bibhitsavah nirasta samyatishayopi yat swayam Pishachacharyam acharadgatis satam yasyana vadhyacharitam manishino grananta vidyapatalam bibhitsavah nirasta samyatishayopi yat swayam Pishachacharyam acharadgatis swayam satam
Grananti avidyapatalam bibhitsavah Nirasta samyati sayo apiyat swayam Visakacharyam acharadgati satam
Yasyanavadhyacharitam manishino Grinanti avidyapatalam bibhitsavah Nirasta samyati sayopi yat swayam Pishachacharyam acharadgati satam.
What word meaning? Yasya, whose, anavadhya, unimpeachable, acharitam, character, manishinaha, great sages, grananti, follow, avidya, niscience, patalam, mass, bibhitsavaha, desiring to dismantle, nirasta, nullify, samya, equality, atishayaha, greatness, api, in spite of, yat, as, svayam, personally, pishacha, devil, charyam, activities, acharat, performed, gatihi, destination, satam, of the devotees of the Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of Nishyans, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. Please repeat the translation. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of Nishyans, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. Purport. Lord Shiva's uncivilized, devilish characteristics are never abominable because he teaches the sincere devotees of the Lord how to practice detachment from material enjoyment. He is called Mahadeva. Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Chandra Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki. He is called Mahadeva, or the greatest of all demigods, and no one is equal to or greater than him in the material world. He is almost equal with Lord Vishnu, although he always associates with Maya, Durga. He is above the reactionary stage of the three modes of material nature, and although he is in charge of devilish characters in the mode of ignorance, he is not affected by such association. The sense the Bhakti Vedanta purport. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। यस्यानवध्याचरितं मनीषिणो गृह्णन्त्यविद्या पटलं बिभित्सवः नरस्तसाम्यातिशयोऽपि यत् स्वयं पिशाचचार्याम् अचरद् गतिः सताम्. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nations, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. You see, Srimad Bhagavatam, through the Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadev Goswami is glorifying the wonderful characteristics of Lord Shiva. And here we can see why is Lord Shiva being glorified here. Because Lord Shiva is taking a very humble position. Everybody worships Lord Shiva to get material pleasure and material benefits of various kinds. But yet Lord Shiva himself does not even indulge in any kind of material pleasure. He doesn't even have a house. Where does he live? He lives in Kailas. So difficult place to live in ice. Right? Here we are inside. If it becomes a little cold, inside the room, heater, how many blankets we want. Whereas you see Lord Shiva, he is living in Kailash. And if he is in the mountains, he is living in the Kailash. And if he is in the plains, then he is living in the crematorium. Nobody wants to go there only. Everybody wants to run away from there. But yet he lives there. And who is he? Is he a person, like for example here, many beggars are there. In India there are a lot of poor people, right? So you can see the poor people sleeping on the roads, sleeping on the pavements. So is Shiva also like one of them who doesn't have the resources, the money or the material ability to afford a house, and that's why he is living in those kind of places? No. The richest of the richest people go to Lord Shiva asking for favors. Give us wealth, give us money, give us things. People go to Lord Shiva mainly. The worshippers of Lord Shiva are mostly materially motivated people. They have so many material desires. Most of the Shiva devotees are like that, of that characteristics. They worship Lord Shiva for material benefits. And Shiva according to the situation, gives them material benefits also. Like Ravana, all these people are Bhasmasura, or they've all did tapasya in order to get favor from Lord Shiva. They did tapasya. Ravana wanted Ravana Swarna Lanka is actually a blessing of Lord Shiva. So much of wealth. But yet, Lord Shiva himself, he lives completely renounced, totally indifferent to material pains or pleasures. Doesn't care where he lives, what he does, nothing. He lives with snakes, poisonous animals, very dangerous. Doesn't matter to him. Dangerous what in the material world. Actually, that Shiva is setting an example. Lord Shiva is setting an example for us to learn that how we should be indifferent to the material world, both pains and pleasures. It's a pain to live with animals like snakes, scorpions and all those kind of things. Right? In our house we are so careful. Right? Supposing if your house is in a farm or something like that, you are always worried when a snake will enter my house, when some poisonous thing will enter my house. We are very worried. We close the door, we close everything and keep. Because if those dangerous wild animals enter our place, it will inflict pain on us. It will cause misery to us. Right? Similarly, all these big people, materially motivated people, they are anchoring for material pleasures. They are worshipping Shiva and telling, please give us wealth, please give us money, please give us this, that. Unlimited list of wants. They are presenting to Shiva. Their choicest, their choice of material desire. They are writing application to Lord Shiva to fulfill those desires. So you see, and Shiva provides them also. When somebody is in pain, when somebody is in misery, that time also Lord Shiva is approached. But Shiva himself is showing pain. I accept pain. In the 8th canto, when the Samudra Manthan Leela is performed, and during that process when they are churning the Mandara mountain with Vasuki, at one point of time, big poison comes, hala poison comes. So at that time, the Devatas and the Asuras both are dying just by the fragrance of the hala. All are dying. So at that time, Vishnu says, you approach Lord Shiva. So then Shiva comes and then he just happily takes and drinks the poison. That's why his throat is blue in color. So Shiva's another name is Neelakanta. His kanta, his throat is bluish in color. So you see, people approach Lord Shiva even during pain and for pleasure. But himself is indifferent to pain, indifferent to pleasure. He has no interest in that. Pain if it comes, I will take it. Pleasure if it comes, I will renounce it. So this shows the exalted quality of Lord Shiva. It's very exalted quality. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, what is the highest path of what is the quality of a pure devotee, or the approach towards pure devotion? How is it obtained? Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Margaha. Right? Nija Bhakti Yoga. The ultimate, the real path of bhakti is what? Vairagya. The real path of bhakti is Vairagya. So if you are not developing Vairagya, you are not progressing in bhakti. If you are anchoring after material pleasures or even escape from material miseries, then also it is not pure Vairagya. Like for example, we say, Srimad Bhagavatam says, just by performing spiritual activities, by performing activities in Krishna consciousness, one's material miseries are mitigated. Anartho Pashamam Sakshad, everything, material distresses are vanquished by the power of Bhakti Yoga. But yet, from a higher realm, a devotee doesn't answer. Just like higher realm means what? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Ashlishya va padaratam pinashtu mam adarshanan marmatam karotva yata tatava vidadhatu lampato mat prananatastu sayevanapara. Mahaprabhu is saying, no, it doesn't matter. My dear Lord, it doesn't matter whether you hug me or you crush me. I see it both equally. The only thing I desire is I have to be engaged in your service constantly. That is the only desire. The devotee sees like that. So, Lord Shiva's great quality is this, that he is completely indifferent to material pains or pleasure. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kangshti, Krishna says. One who is situated on the highest spiritual platform, which is Brahman, he becomes indifferent to both material pains and pleasures. So Lord Shiva is the perfect example of that state of existence. Even in our devotee community, people who have surrendered to Krishna consciousness, we can see that we are always anchoring. Services like preaching, singing, somebody where you can get name, fame, recognition, we are interested. But if you tell, come and do MMD, come and do kitchen service, everybody's face will become, yo, no, I don't want to do. We see, we evaluate, we judge, right? Because we are not, we are still in the very material platform. At least we should recognize that no, it's my weakness. I need to rise above these kind of dualities. Even simply we are sometimes we overjudge and estimate ourselves. Whereas if you see, really our condition is at a very, very neophyte stage, wherein we make our desires are still in a very, very material platform. We don't see it as services in connection with Krishna. We see things in connection with our material desires. So here, Shukadeva Goswami is glorifying this quality of Lord Shiva. It's not ordinary quality. In spite of possessing everything, in spite of possessing all material aspects, Lord Shiva willingly agrees to not even agree, he chooses. Agree is a wrong word. Agree means somebody has told him. And he said, okay. No. He says, it's my choice. I am going to live here like this. So that's a very exalted state of being that Lord Shiva is manifesting. It's a great example to learn for us. That's why we say Vaishnavanam Yata Shambho. Of all the Vaishnavas, Lord Shambhu is the greatest Vaishnava. Vaishnava means what? Vaishnava means he is exemplifying these kind of qualities of humility, service attitude, devotion to the Lord, being steadfast, not being disturbed. These are all great qualities. So Vaishnava of Lord Shambhu, Lord Shiva, he is of that stature. He is of that stature. That no, it doesn't matter. I want to be like that. Why? Because he is surrounded. Just like, for example, in the material world, when somebody gets little qualification, little power, little position, the way he walks, the way he talks, everything will become different. Automatically it comes. It affects us. We not that person wants to become different, but the material surroundings will make him become different. As soon as he becomes a little powerful or little position or little richness comes into his life, immediately his behavior changes. He starts thinking that everybody should serve him. Everybody should respect him. That is the material conditioning. See, even like for example, we see this repeatedly even in our devotional life when a new bhakta is there, that new bhakta is very humble. Because he doesn't have any big responsibility or he is not in the limelight in any way. So he remains humble. But as a preaching organization, for the sake of prachar, after some time he is given some responsibilities, he automatically becomes an enlightenment. Suddenly the devotee starts thinking, oh, everybody has to respect me. Or there is some kind of a change that we notice. You see, that's the power of Maya. That Ishvara Bhava is so all-pervasive that unknowingly the living entity traps into it. Unknowingly, just envelops him and then traps him like that. Now, Lord Shiva is the perfect example that he has not allowed any of those kind of faults to creep into his personality. That's why he is glorified. He is so glorified. So, when we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, we must think, oh my God, when we are reading this kind of verse, see, that is the exalted nature of Shiva. He doesn't get bewildered by all these kind of things. Living entities get bewildered. They become bewildered. The maturity of a devotee is estimated by how he behaves. in various situations. So that sometimes we think, "Arey, I have here, I needed to get this, I needed that nobody is doing this, nobody is respecting me, nobody is this one," all those kind of things that comes, or in our mind, we start thinking that wish I could do that, wish I can do this, so many things like that. But actually, what happens is sometimes our natures, if things are provided very early in an immature state, then there are chances that we will give up devotional service itself. So that is why, as a period of time, as time goes on, we have to judge whoever is the temple authority or whatever, that authority has to judge properly this devotee, whether he will be capable to handle. And for that, sufficiently, that bhakta has to be seen, how he is reacting, and then based on how much capacity he can handle, to that degree his field of actions can be increased. So sometimes we as devotees, we feel, why is my field of action not getting increased? My circle is very small. No, we should not think like that. Because we may not be able to handle it. Similarly, Krishna also sees that. Sometimes we think, why our preaching is not getting successful. Our preaching is getting limited. Because we may not be qualified. Or other reasons also. In the place that we are preaching, people may not be ready in the place. So he says, no, you do your sadhana, everything. Allow Krishna to decide how it has to be taken up. We must always recognize that ultimately our Krishna consciousness movement, it is in the hands of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He decides. From our own end, we must perform our duties to the best of our ability. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission it is. So he knows when, where, how to propagate this mission nicely. Our role is what? Our role is to be engaged in the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu full time. That is our role. Leave the rest for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to manifest according to his desire. He knows many other aspects. He knows many other things, how to do it. You see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years back. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached, made the Goswamis. And during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time itself, Mahaprabhu said, Prithivite yache nagaradi gramadi sarvatra prachara hoibe more nam. He said, in every nook and corner of the world, in every village and town, my name will be spoken and chanted. But it didn't happen immediately. Even now it's a long way to reach that point of place where every nook and corner Hare Krishna Mahamantra is chanted. No, it's not happening right now also. Of course, a lot of expansion has happened. But to this degree, it has not happened. So, 500 years back, even to this degree, what it has come because of Srila Prabhupada. So, that doesn't mean that the other acharyas like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Bhakti Vinod Thakur or Jagannath Das Babaji, Gaur Kishore Das Maharaj, all those people didn't do anything. No. They continued nirantara, just like Haridas Thakur was chanting 24 hours japa. You see, they were engaged 24 hours in Krishna service. But yet, the physical manifestation of the preaching in terms of temples and people coming and chanting didn't happen that time also. It was limited. So, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a plan, how things will manifest. Our role is to follow the footsteps of the Goswamis. So we have to be engaged constantly, apratiyata, without gaps, continuously. The problem is we are gaps. We take gaps. Oh, 1 week I attended Mangalarti, so another 2 days I'll take rest. I'll not go for 2 days Mangalarti. Well, I've been doing continuously service. No, I'll take a break. It becomes, once you start taking that breaks, then it's like the vehicle, like Madhupundipu constantly gives the example that you are putting your vehicle back into deceleration mode, which means again you have to come back to the first, again you have to come back to the second, which means more fuel consumption, more energy loss. No. Continuously. Like for example, MPP constantly says, with respect to the chanting also. No, don't stop. If you're chanting, finish. And we have seen that repeatedly. The first 4 rounds will be very difficult. Afterwards, it becomes more easier. After 8 rounds, it becomes more easier. Once you chant 16 rounds, chanting the next 16 rounds is much more easier. Because your mind is being freed. All the contaminations have been removed from your mind. Your mind becomes sattva guna. Your chanting becomes more nice. So this tendency to, disengage is a big roadblock in our spiritual practice. Just like the good driver, sometimes, when we are traveling, if you tell the driver, after every 2 hours, you say, sir, please stop, sir, I want to go for this. The driver will get irritated. He said, hey, what is this? Every time you are stopping my vehicle. Abhi speed pakda hai, humko jana hai. We don't want to stop. Because, our concentration, everything is lost. We are just, and to come to that focal point, it takes some time. You must continuously go on. So as devotees, we must not think, oh, acha, okay, chalta hai, too many days I did. No. Nirantara. Satatam kirtayanto maam yatantascha dridavratah. See, Krishna is saying the quality of a pure devotee, the quality of exalted, of higher class of devotees. What is their nature? Satatam kirtayanto maam yatantascha dridavratah namasyantascha maam bhaktya nitya yukta upasata. Nitya yukta upasate. That nitya upasana, we should be engaged. We should not break. No breaks. Breaks in between are a invitation for Maya to enter. Morning we come, Mangalarati continuously, if we are able to chant till 7:30 without going here there, or if you are able to do your service, be focused there, do your service, engage, chant, go, do. Like that, if your consciousness will be very bright. Very bright consciousness. Not like, we chanted 4 rounds. Now I'll take 1 more break. After another 4 rounds, another break. No. That shows that we are not very serious. We are allowing Maya to enter. Little break, tak Maya will enter there. Little bit. You are giving Maya a chance to enter. No, don't do that. Continuously Prabhupada says, no. When Prabhupada was told devotees, Prabhu, are going here, there for chanting, Prabhupada said, what is the reason why they should go? They should start in the temple and chant. Along with all the devotees, they should see the stress of the spiritual master. Our words, spiritual master's instructions are the life and soul for a devotee. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, Chitte Te Kuriya Aikya. That's what we sing every day in the morning. The words of the spiritual master are most important for a devotee. When you treat it like that, yes, so spiritual master has told morning, do this. Engage like this. Engage in your service. Don't allow. Fixed schedule. I have not changed that. No, that gives strong impetus. A brahmachari is supposed to be like that. Not dila dala. One day this, one day that. Brahmachari means he is very fixed. He won't deviate from his schedule. Lord Shiva is like this. Shiva is exemplifying all these kind of qualities. Perfection of all these kind of aspects is in Lord Shiva. None, that doesn't matter. But at the same time, Lord Shiva is very compassionate. He says, Lord Shiva is having the highest stature, but yet he lives with bhutas and pretas and pishachis. Completely materialistic people. Because Lord Shiva wants to liberate them. Lord Shiva, the perfection of devotee, he lives with the most difficult sets of people. That's the exalted. That's what Prabhupada says. Our movement is that papi, tapi, apta, all kind of papi people we have to deal with. But at the same time, I am living with papi, tapi, papi people, so I will also follow their kind of lifestyle. No. That's what Prabhupada did the example. He went and lived in the Bowery in New York with the low-class hippies of America in 1960s. Drug addicts. Prabhupada lived there. Did Prabhupada say, all around me are drug addicts, like, hey, mujhe bhi ek dam dena hai. But Prabhupada did like that. Rather, Prabhupada's personal character was such that those drug addicts, they gave up their drug habits. Lord Shiva is actually doing that. Lord Shiva attracts these, like we can see people who Jai Bholenath and he's doing chillam there. Prabhupada says these are fools. But Bholenath's idea is that what? His intention is that these people who are engaged in all these intoxicated activities, they will get inspiration. They will be inspired by Lord Shiva's character. And that happens. It happens. Lord Shiva attracts non-devotees, atheists. It's there in the Bhagavatam. People who are devotees of Lord Shiva, they're actually atheists, low-class people. But then, when they get attracted, they go to the next step. Lord Shiva himself appeared as Shankara. As Shankaracharya, he appeared. And Lord Shiva's name, Bhutanath. Bhuta has two meanings in Sanskrit. Bhut means one is ghost. Another meaning means what? Dull-headed, Muda. Bhuta also means dull-headed. So, then Bhutanath means the Lord of the dull-headed people. Mercy, compassion. So, as Shankaracharya, he came and attracted dull-headed people. मूढ़ मते नहीं नहीं रक्षति दुक्रिन करने भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़ मते. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling his own followers, hey, what is the use of all these things? Just chant Govinda's name. That is the crux of Lord Shiva's personality. His intention is to somehow other engage people who are fallen in the service of making them chant Lord Govinda's name. That is the essence. So, here we can see the mercy incarnation of the Lord. Although no one in this material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although his unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of nations, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. So we must learn from these characteristics of Lord Shiva how to remain humble, simple, and kind and compassionate. These are the essential principles of our parampara. Jive doya name ruchi. Compassion to living entities and attraction to the holy name of the Lord. That is the quality of a devotee. This is what we have to imbibe. And Lord Shiva is personifying, is a personifying example of these kind of qualities. He is always compassionate to living entity. He knows these are all rubbish class of people. But yet he is full of daya to that class of people. Not that compassionate means I'll also become like you. No, that is not compassion. That is attraction. That is indulgence. No. We'll stop here if there's any question, comments. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की.